I want to talk about a little bit about what I'm going through and what I believe I'm transitioning to in this phase of time when I've been trying to do things on my own. I've got all these different things I'm doing. I got my jewelry making, which right now is getting eclipsed by the eBay, and then I'm going to go back to it. I know I will go back to it, where in the past my ADHD hyperfocus has hyperfocused me on other things, and then I never come back to it. Regardless of the ADHD thing, let's talk about, for the last 25 years, as I've said, I worked nonstop for the last 25 years. I was only unemployed for 2 days between one job and another. It was a Saturday and a Sunday. That Saturday and Sunday, it was so weird. It was weird. But in those 25 years, even day one of working, day one of those 25 years, I started to feel it. What I mean by feeling it, is this feeling of not being as good as the next person, and starting to look up to people that I thought were things to achieve, to ascend to their level. I needed external validation in my career. I needed validation, and I've always, during that time, these 25 years, had self-doubt, wondering why I was not as motivated as those other people that I was working with. And I realize now that the real power is to give up that need for external validation. The need for external validation put me into a cycle of self-loathing that is hard to explain, but for anybody who might be neurodivergent with ADHD or autism, you see these people, and again, no ill will to anybody. You see people that when you work with them, that they are more motivated than you. And it started really to change for me during the pandemic. I started to realize that I do not like this current state of being where I'm working in this 9-to-5 job, trying so hard to be just as good as those other people. God bless those other people. But again, that doesn't drive me anymore. The drive to be as good as them, it's melted away. Like, it's melted. It's literally melted. It all started once I started losing weight. Also, I started getting this confidence, and I started realizing that, you know what, this is not what I want. This is not what I need as a person. And Alan Watts and spiritualism as a whole makes so much sense to me that, the whole thing about spiritualism is that you're already good enough the way you are. You don't need that external validation, because you as a person are good enough, okay? And maybe you can use this type of stuff in your career that you love, you know? But for me, I must be creative. And it's for 25 years. I know that has been in the back of my mind for 25 years. That little itch in the back of my head saying, "What, Jason? What are you doing? What is this going to get you?" And it all comes back to I know people that don't understand awakening in the spiritual sense are going to be confused by someone such as myself and what I'm trying to do. They don't understand it. But it doesn't matter that they don't understand it, because again, there's no external validation. There's no need for me to continue to explain myself to people that don't understand. Okay? If you are in this state of awakening like I am, then you just need to shut up and just go with the flow, the universe, and just go with what you feel is going to make you as a person, is going to, it's not even a fulfillment, it's just a being. It's just being yourself. Now we're going to get into masking. Masking, people that are regular brains, that are not neurodivergent, they are amazing at masking. They mask, they go to work, they put on the mask being their working persona, and they can come home, they can take the mask off, and they're their self. Me, I became my mask, and I could never take it off. Okay? That's the problem. Not the problem. That's just what that's what just neurodivergent people need to do to survive in corporate America. We need to mask. And I'm not going to mask any more, because I just want to be myself. As I said in another thing, I want to be me and that's what we all deserve. We all deserve to be ourselves, okay? It's the feeling of being yourself 24 hours a day is intoxicating. The feeling of me being this way, and it's not even that I'm not looking for validation through my influencer things. I'm not trying to get validation from these videos. I'm just doing this because I think I just want to talk about it. That's just what I do. I just want to talk about it. And yes, I've got some, someone said, well, why are you chasing, are you chasing validation through being an influencer? No, I don't think so. But I'm just trying to be me 24 hours a day. And I will tell you that there are going to be people that are not going to understand it. Alan Watts was talking about how when you are awakening, there's going to be people that in your life that are going to start to pull away. Because, again, you're not going to be able to give them what they want when you talk to them. They want to see that, you're also playing the game of life. You're also in your job. We can talk about work. We can talk about our bosses. We can complain about what's happening in the workplace. You can complain with me and validate that, validate as in they're trying to get validation from you. Those people in your life that don't understand what you're going through. They've always looked to you for validation. Now, you're no longer their mirror. You're no longer their mirror. They don't understand you. Now, yes, that's happened with some of the people that I know. And I still love those people. Those people are amazing. I love them. They're my friends. It's just, I can see that there's a gap forming. But that's not a gap that I'm upset about happening. And I'm not going to force closing that gap again. I'm not going to force that gap to close because I don't need the validation from that. I just need to be. We just need to be ourselves. And, you know, it's, the other thing that I want to talk about is I've learned more about myself in the last 25 years during this year of being on the lam, if you will, than I ever have in those 25 years when I was working. Specifically about spending. I don't want to get into money about this. I don't want to talk about money because that's always the people that don't understand what you're going through. That's always that's always their advice. That's always their way of trying to knock you down. Is they say, "But how are you going to survive without money?" Well, the reality is, yes, when you remember what I talked about with the cost of living. I don't think about those terms that are meant to scare us. For me, it's not cost of living, it's cost of lifestyle, right? When I was working, maybe I could afford to buy a steak at the supermarket. Now, maybe instead of buying a steak, I buy something else that's cheaper. But again, it's learning. It's a natural progression. Somebody that's going through this awakening. I kept on telling myself as this was happening that it's a natural progression. What has been seen cannot be unseen. I cannot go back to the person I once was from 10 years ago who was seeking validation from others at work, worrying about if I was good enough in my career. I worried nonstop about it, 100% of the time. I remember laying in my bed one night, worrying about, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I remember telling myself I had to move to Hawaii one time because I saw a job in Hawaii. I was like, that's the only way I'm gonna feel fulfilled if I go someplace else. And hey, it would be great to work in Hawaii. Sounds great. Although, don't people get that they get island sickness, right? If you work on an island. Anyway, this is a natural progression for me. And Bo it needs some attention. He needs external validation. Cats need external validation all the time, don't you, Bo? What do you want up there? What do you want to get up on the? Okay. I don't know why he wants to get up on the fridge. No. Let's play after this video, okay? So my need for external validation is literally gone. And again, for me, that's not a bad thing, okay? Imagine how many times you go to work. Again, I'm not knocking people that go to work. I'm not doing that. Anybody that goes to work, you probably go to work and realize and think about validation. You probably want to be validated. You want to be recognized for the job you're doing, as everybody should be. But I think there's a point where it starts to get debilitating, and that's what happened with me. And it can't be healthy either for the brain. It can't be. If you're constantly in a state of stress about not being good enough, how can that be a healthy thing? That's what I'm trying to say. And again, if you're going through something that I'm going through like this, you're going to find that trying to explain what I'm explaining to you right now is very difficult to explain it to other people. So I'm just going to do this one video now and maybe do a couple more, but I'm going to just, that's another thing, right? Just shut your mouth and just do what you want to do. Just be you. Don't worry about those external validation. Okay? And again, that's just where I am right now. And let me tell you, and this journey I'm on, it can be a little scary. This is a little scary. It's scary, but it's worth it. It's worth it for me. And it's so exciting to be like this. It's so exciting, and it is intoxicating. And we'll go back to the weight loss thing. All right, Bo. All right, guys, I gotta go I gotta go give my cat some playtime. So that's just where I'm at, and I don't know what you guys think about it, but yeah. All right, guys, tomorrow I'm gonna cook the chicken in a live video, and it's the chicken's in the fridge. The chicken's in the fridge right there, and it's ready to be cooked. Dirty fridge. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Have fun. All right, guys, bye.